What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that seems to delete everything over here sometimes. You can catch us live over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. You can follow us on Twitter at the official ITG. You can follow me, Artistic Gamer 28, and that's the one, the only Scott Savage. You can follow him at Savage. Scott, what's happening, dude? I got some energy going today. Let's go.
It's funny. We always find a way to get all wound up. This time it was a bit negative, but that's okay. We'll roll.
Yo, oh my goodness. Okay, so I was uploading something like 20 files and I just lost them all. I was uploading 20 files to one of our networks and it's I'm now starting from scratch. That's kind of how it goes.
Sometimes you get a lot of setbacks sometimes behind the scenes. It happens.
PC did a big old reset on me. I was like, well, there goes that. Dude, let's get into today's show. Leaks have already started popping up for Call of Duty's Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer with what could be a new game mode fan favorite. We'll get into that one. The PS5 Dual Sense controller could be bringing haptic feedback to the analog sticks. Yo, let's get into that one too. And Spider-Man Remastered now works on the Steam Deck. Yo, I gotta get me one of these things, Scott. I gotta get a Steam Deck.
Oh, I'm so curious to see how that runs.
Oh man, let's get into the topic.
Spider-Man is not a slow-moving game.
Oh, but dude, I can't wait for people to get into Spider-Man and hear the feedback and what everybody's thinking over there, because it's what a game. If you've not played that on PlayStation, yo, you are in for a treat. Now, let's get going.
Talking about my week upcoming, are you?
Yeah. Leaked Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobby images confirmed a rumor. Tarkov like DMZ mode. Scott, the latest Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 leak is more interesting than it initially appears. This comes from Sharif Saeed over at VG247. It seems part of the plan at this point, but a few things from the upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 have leaked thanks to a private event with NFL players. Dude, this happens every single year. Every year they do this. I'm like, when are you guys gonna learn? Or is this just now expected?
It's almost like, did they invite Jeff Grubb there? Because he's a great journalist, but you know he's gonna spill the beans eventually.
Right? Absolutely. It's just, man, so baffling. Activision invited the Los Angeles Rams to play an early version of the multiplayer shooter this week, resulting in a few of the players showing content that's yet to be officially announced before they deleted their tweets. Way to go. You're a little too slow for that now, aren't you? Replacing them with generic shots of the event banners. Yeah, man, seriously. Like, it just blows my mind, dude, because if we breach embargo, like, we're in hot water. Like, this is not something we want to do, right? Like, we really take this with a high standard of, okay, here's our embargo date, here's the time, let's nail that time, right? And that day. We don't go early, we don't go 5 minutes early, we don't go a day before, and we don't leak anything. But yet some of this stuff happens all the time, and I'm just, man, just because you guys are NFL players doesn't mean you can just get away with that, can you? Like, but they seem to do it, Scott, every single year. Every time they have an event, they bring these guys in, and then sure enough, there's some more information about Call of Duty.
Well, they're not going to get in trouble with the NFL, and these guys are probably pretty well paid at this point. So
yeah, right? Nothing.
They can afford to make mistakes like that. I cannot.
I wonder how much of it is really a slip up or of a, hey, here's a little tease of what's to come kind of thing. It's all planned. I really wonder if it's just planned at this point. Something.
That's an interesting thought.
Right? Yeah. Something can ever be truly gone from the internet, however, as so Call of Duty fans are anxious for some new information about Modern Warfare 2, saved and analyzed the images for all of us. No kidding. The first of these is a fairly big shot of the game's lobby, which shows a similar layout to the more recent Call of Duty games. At the top, you'll see the play, weapons, operators, and barracks tabs right where you expect them. The social menu sits right at the core tabs, and the rest of the screen is fairly standard custom match layout with game settings, map selection, and a list of players in the lobby. The background is made up of various players. It's likely animated, though that's hard to discern from the shot. Nevertheless, this trend is animated lobbies. Backgrounds will seemingly continue. The more interesting reveal, however, is a blurry shot of the game mode select screen. You can see, yeah, you can't make out nearly anything in it except the word DMZ. In case you haven't been keeping up on Modern Warfare 2 news, DMZ is a rumored extraction royale game mode that's said to be similar to Escape from Tarkov. Scott.
This seems to be a bit of a confirmation here. It's not official.
Right? Are you excited though? Yo, what's up, Kyle? What's going on, buddy? I'll play that with you, Scott. He says, "Yeah, dude, I'm down to try this out too. We'll be in there. I'm up for this. It's got to be coming. Well, be in Game Pass and everything else, right? So we'll play.
It certainly seems that way, at least. Yeah, hopefully. Oh, I'm anxious to jump onto anything else that's kind of new in Call of Duty space. I fell out of Warzone.
Sure.
So this is going to be something that hopefully pulls me back in. Now, I still haven't played Escape from Tarkov. Somehow, I have not played it yet.
It's slower though, right? So I'm a big Rainbow Six
very
Siege.
high stakes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. For Call of Duty is much more fast paced. I'm wondering how fast this is, because that's what worries me, right? Is, dude, I watch my kids play the multiplayer for Call of Duty and it's just ridiculous. I'm like, I'm not keeping up with that. So if they bring that feel here, and then I won't be able to hold my own, right?
That's just Call of Duty. Every single game mode is like that. It'd be strange if it was slow.
Well, that's why I don't play the multiplayer on Call of Duty, but I will give it a shot anyways. I definitely want to try and see how it's going, because I do want to. That's the thing, dude. I want to play Tarkov. I really do want to play Escape from Tarkov. I think it's a wicked idea. I think it's a cool game mode, but man, the high stakes in that game are super high. And why isn't it on console yet, Scott?
Oh, it's the complication with the controls, I believe. I think that's probably the first hurdle.
They can figure it out.
Well, it's a military sim. You can almost like pop your elbow out independently instead of instead of the lean like we're used to on Siege.
Peek your toe out and shoot at your toe. Yeah. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is scheduled to release on October 28th for pretty well everything: PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. No Switch. Or Stadia.
No Super Switch.
What else am I thinking? Steam Deck? Gotta run a Steam Deck, I think, right?
What's the GeForce Now?
GeForce Now? Yeah, there we go. Are we missing any? I'm trying to think if we're missing any now. Dude, there's so many flipping platforms. It's ridiculous. But
I'm still waiting for the Apple to release theirs. My father and I have had that idea for a long time. It's ready. It's about time for Apple to enter the console war.
I'm surprised they haven't, honestly. Their Apple Arcade is just a mobile thing, so there's that. Too many controls, sadly, for console. Mind you, they did put Arma on console. Dude, that does not run well either.
True. So, I haven't really
good point,
seen...
Nate. Yo, that does not work well. Woo-hoo, sheet rough. It is, dude. It didn't work. It was laggy. It was chunky. It was not that good. So I wonder if they could find a way to implement Escape from Tarkov into console. But either way, we're gonna get a Call of Duty Escape-esque like Tarkov kind of mode. So we'll see how that goes. Definitely curious to see. I think it'll be a hot moment for a lot of us to jump in, kind of get our grounding and get our bearings around the game and get going. It's pretty exciting. Here we go again, though, Scott. It's more Call of Duty, dude. Like, they're just unstoppable.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to end. Even if this one completely fails, there'll be another Call of Duty out next year, 2 years from now, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think Modern Warfare 2 is it has a good chance to be a huge sellout.
This is going to be a juggernaut. I really think people were looking forward to this one. When the minute they announced it and even just put up the symbol MW2, everybody lost their minds, right? They're like, let's go. We went with Vanguard, not all that well received. A lot of people didn't really want that time period, right? That was the biggest thing. I think they're just
I've seen a lot of strange complaints about that game too. Things that don't exactly make sense, social kind of layers to it that I don't agree with, but
fair enough.
It's a shame because that game was pretty good. It was just not the massive hit.
Well, like Modern Warfare 2 will be, we're predicting already. You think they'll ever win an award at Game Awards?
Based on sales, I want to think so. But there's a lot of cinematic power behind most of the Call of Duty games, too. It's certainly possible.
Yeah. I'm curious, man. It's just one of those things. You never
see it in
a lot
of really good acting in Vanguard, though. And that didn't pick up anything.
It didn't, but what you can pick up is your Dual Sense 5 could get an upgrade with haptic feedback to the analog sticks. Suggests a patent. Dude, more
Sounds
movements.
really cool.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, let's get into it. This is over from PSU, Michael Harden. Sony Interactive Entertainment has filed a patent indicating the PS5 Dual Sense controller may receive an updated version that includes haptic feedback to the analog sticks. The new patent suggests that the controller could receive an upgrade that features non-Newton's fluids to allow the hydraulic resistance for the analog sticks. Dude, we're gonna be into a new controller then, right? Like, it's not just an upgrade; it's a whole new controller.
Non-Newtonian, so that's going it's going to turn into a solid at certain points. So it'll seize up that stick movement. That's how they're going to do it. Dude, I was wondering, technologically, is it just going to have a little motor that shakes the stick? But
yeah, right.
This is much more advanced.
It's a lot more. However, as with any patent, this doesn't necessarily mean that such an upgrade will happen. But most companies just gotta make sure that they have the ability to do that if they want to. But Scott, I wonder how much more the controller goes up in value, right? Like how much more? It's already sitting at $90 for a new PS5 controller. You want to go in here with another one and go what? Well, it's honestly.
Are we at the elite stage now?
That's kind of where I was heading. Yeah, exactly. Right. What's the elite worth? $300. So. I'm down to try it. I'm in for this. It'd be cool to have that. It's already such a cool feature with the triggers and stuff to have that feedback in your hand and things like that. The Dual Sense has really elevated the controller for next generation of consoles. So if they can bring that now to the analog sticks as well, definitely not something you want to mess with the multiplayer games, because that's the last thing you need is resistance going on. But in a single player experience, dude, it just shines, right? Just moments like that.
I'm thinking there might be opportunity for it if we're playing Siege and you walk into a wall and just that little bump as you hit an impact. That could work. I don't know if the lean, maybe you pop a lean out and it slows your stick movement.
Oh
so
man,
you're not.
I'm getting psyched already.
There's not too many other places where you can really advance the controllers that I can foresee. Really, Nintendo will find a way to kind of flip this on its head, but
how many marbles?
That was a funny tech demo of the day.
Dude, but it worked, right? It had that. Oh crap, look at that. Like you can actually feel each of the marbles drop into place, and then you tilt it back and you can almost feel it slide through the controller. It's really what a sensation to get into now that gaming has really kind of elevated all that experiences. And here's PlayStation again looking to step that up one more kind of elevated experience for your controller. And just when you think it's done,
the change up. I like that now it's Sony kind of pushing what controllers can do, innovating on that front.
Because it was Xbox, right? It really was Xbox coming to the table with
Nintendo for the last 100 years.
They're always changing their controller. At this point, you just kind of wonder what's next from Nintendo, right? But Xbox really brought things up with the Elite controller. Dude, the Elite controller is incredible. I absolutely adore that thing.
I still have yet to get one myself.
I'm telling you, it's a game changer. It really is. Like, we'll jump into Siege. All right, guys, hang on. I got to change controllers. That's every night. It's the same thing. But yeah, here we are with PlayStation, and the Dual Sense controller has really elevated that experience. And now they're looking at bringing it to the analog sticks too. It just changes a single player, and if you want the multiplayer, but you also have the ability to turn it off. And my brother does that. He does just that. He turns it off. He doesn't want anything to do with any of that feedback. I'm like, man, you're missing out though. That's just brings that experience to the next level.
I want to see what the developers can do with it too, because this is just the possibility is there, but I want to see what kind of inventive ideas the devs come up with. Are you walking around in something for Horizon Forbidden West, but they change the amount of motion you have because you're on top of a creature, we'll say.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, dude, you can feel it when you get into the grass. You can feel the grass kind of brushing through.
I'm thinking about horror games too. What if they get you're running in mud all of a sudden and it feels like you're moving in
slowing
mud.
Down, dude. Honestly, that's a great concept, right? All of a sudden you are running and you get into this big puddle, and you got to push the controller, the analog sticks further ahead because you got to get out of the mud while the guy is chasing or whoever's chasing. Man, no thanks. That's definitely not for me. But what is for me is Spider-Man Let's Go Remastered is coming very, very soon, and it's now Steam Deck verified. Yo, stepping it up, Insomniac. Good on them, dude. I love Insomniac. David is over at PSU, and he wants to talk about ever wanted to swing through the streets in New York on the go. Yep, I sure
Yes.
do. Yep, absolutely, right? Well, soon you'll be able to do just that as the upcoming PC releases. Insomniac's seminal Marvel's Spider-Man is officially Steam Deck verified, announced by Insomniac themselves. Dude, this game is just around the corner, and it's adding more games as well. It should also be pointed out that other major PlayStation games ported to PC, like Days Gone, God of War, and Horizon Zero Dawn are there as well. And now Spider-Man is about to follow suit, not too far away next week. I'm going to say that is. And then stick around. But yeah, now you can play it on the go with your Steam Deck. Dude, I gotta get me one of these Steam Decks. I can't do it anymore.
I think this is really cool, but I'm also wondering, if I'm taking my Steam Deck on the bus, in the car, or something like that, and I'm playing that motion plus the motion of a vehicle, oh, that spells disaster. Yeah, if you do get sick, you're going to feel that. But
yeah,
I'm also wondering what the technical requirements for this Spider-Man game are much higher than I would have expected would run on a Steam Deck. Still haven't gotten my hands on those things, but they sound like they're very powerful.
Yeah, the Steam Deck does. The only issue I hear from the Steam Deck is that the battery, it just gets the life sucked out of it so quickly. Yeah. So that's it. But that's every handheld, man. When they first started launching it, and Steam, this is Steam's first attempt, kind of getting into the mobile kind of movement of handhelds, which is really cool to see. Because man, there's so many times I want to take my PC and move it upstairs just so I can hang out with the rest of my family and stuff. But if I
want to play
do it on the go,
the Steam Deck, because it's like the Switch, except the controller isn't going to constantly disconnect out of the left side. That makes me so angry. Yeah. I can't play my Switch on the go, which is such a big deal. But the battery life in the Switch was an issue quite a while ago, and I'm not sure if that was really resolved properly. But did the PlayStation Vita have a strong battery? I feel like this is something we've been dealing with for a very long time.
No, it has, right? And that's why we've seen over the course of there's like maybe 3 years of Vita's iterations, and then they up the battery, they up the screen, they change the screen because the OLED screen initially would suck the life out of the battery so much. But dude, I still have my Vita, and that was a beautiful machine. Absolutely adored that thing. It looked great. Everything you played on it was awesome. I had a blast playing it, and yeah, but again, right, 2 hours in, your battery's just kind of gotta plug it into the wall, right? That's the problem. It's not like your phone. When you're on your phone for hours and you just kind of come and go. But to play a game on your phone, I was like, dude, I played on my iPad the other day. I reviewed God of War, no, sorry, not God of War, Godfather City Wars, I think it's called. And playing that for a couple hours, I see my iPad battery just going down, right?
Drop.
Yeah, so it's definitely a mobile issue, is how do you kind of fix that battery concern. But dude, here's a little bit of a concerning issue going on. An alternative game engine, the Machinery, has been canceled. The devs told to delete all trace of it.
That's the suspicious part to me. Delete all trace of it.
This comes from Joshua over at PC Gamer. Without explanation and without warning, the developers at Our Machinery have announced that they are terminating work on their alternative to Unreal Engine and Unity, an engine they called the Machinery. Weird.
The developers at Our Machinery made the Machinery? Okay. I like their nomenclature.
The announcement came in the form of an email sent to users a few days ago. Quote, unfortunately, we've reached a point where it's no longer possible for us to continue in the current direction, end quote, said the team at Our Machinery, before going on to say, well, nothing. By way of explanation. Instead, the email simply stated that per the engine's EULA development would cease, access would be withdrawn, and licenses will expire 2 weeks after the email is sent. Scott, just like that, they're just gonna poof, gone? Like your engine's gone? Dude, if you're in the middle of your game right now, what happens?
Yeah, if anybody is utilizing this engine, but maybe it would be a little too early for that. It's really strange that the company itself, though, is what's putting it into the ground. It makes me wonder if there's legal issue.
Got to be something there that they've gone, we're competing with Unreal, but maybe we've taken some of the Unreal code, or we've taken some of the Unity code and put it into our engine. Like there's some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot do, right? Like copyrights, this, that, and the other. There's so many other red flags when it comes to something like that. Making sure that you're covered, like legally, you need to have everything documented. But dude, this engine looking amazing. Like,
Well, even if it is legally though, you can't just delete all traces. That is perjury.
it's just weird. All of a sudden, just, poof, we're done. That's it. Delete everything. Like,
Yeah.
that's not really kind of how it works. But yeah, that was a weird one. Scott, what's a cool one though, but a bit of a delay, is the Multiversus season 1 has been delayed. This comes from Sean over at PC Gamer. The first season of the popular platform fighter Multiversus has been delayed past its original August 9th release date, and there's no word yet on when it will actually launch. The official Multiversus Twitter account made the announcement, offering no clear reason for the delay. This is the biggest problem, Scott, when it comes to developers. Transparency. What is going on? Fill your community in and give them a reason to understand, and have some compassion. When you just go, we're delayed, now you get everybody fired up, right? Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
You can't just cut everybody off. But since a playable Morty was promised this season premiere, the new playable character is also delayed. Quote, "We want to let everyone know that we are delaying the start of season 1 and the release of Morty to a later date," end quote. The account tweeted, quote, "We know this might be disappointing for some and want to assure our community that we are dedicated to delivering new and exciting content that delights players. We'll let you know the timing as soon as we can. We appreciate your patience and enthusiasm and look forward to unveiling season 1 very soon," end quote.
Jeez.
It
That's
sucks.
a disappointment because Morty is a character that I know I'm going to main. So far, I just play Finn from Adventure Time.
Oh, really?
But it's kind of a damper on that if Morty's not coming, because I know there's a line of characters that's supposed to be added. Is this gonna slow down everyone coming out? Multiverses is just such a smash hit out of nowhere, seemingly.
It has kind of come out of nowhere, dude. I'm Batman. That's that's who I've been playing a lot lately. Obviously, you start off with Wonder Woman, and Superman.
Oh,
and
there's rotating free characters. So no, they're not all free. You have to unlock them with in-game currency to keep them forever. But
yeah, so
you can at least grind up that in-game currency in-game, which is an amazing situation.
So that's I started with those two, and then from there I had enough in-game currency. I was looking at Arya Stark, to be honest, because she's quick and nimble, and that's kind of my play style. So I was looking but she was 3,000 coins versus the 2,000 with Batman, and I've been bugging my kids the whole time going, I'm Batman, so I bought Batman. So,
I want the Arya Stark to do the many-faced god thing.
Oh, dude,
that show was so good for 80% of it.
That ending of that show was awful. What were they doing? Come on, really? Like, you had such a hit on your hands. You could have just taken your time. The book is still not done, so you had all kinds of time.
The theory is that the directors wanted to finish that off really quickly so they could move on to Star Wars. And they did.
Yep, nope, they just kind of went, okay, we're done. And then that was it. But it was too bad. Because those characters, like, Arya Stark lives on. But she could have been lived on in such a more positive approach, right? That's the only downfall.
I feel like they rolled dice for the ending.
Yeah.
threw darts at a board.
Yep, absolutely. Scott, we do have a couple games out today, though. What do we have?
We have Hindsight on Switch, PC, and the iOS system. And Turbo Golf Racing is on Xbox One, XS, and PC.
Dude, that's Rocket League.
Very excited to check that out.
I was so looking and going, is this Psyonix? And I'm like, it's not. This could be a lawsuit in the works.
Yeah, time will have to tell, but dude, I'm actually looking forward to jumping on that one. We also have Hard West 2 is available on PC, and the Sea of Thieves Season 7 has now begun.
Dude, every time I see more content from Sea of Thieves, I just like, do I get back?
Still no Michael Bolton.
Do I? What? No. Why? Why would you do that?
I'll send you that music video again.
Yeah, no, please don't. But I definitely want to. I keep looking, dude. They keep adding and adding and adding. There's so much more to do. Do you pick, Scott, Sea of Thieves or Skull and Bones?
Oh, the curiosity of Skull and Bones. The anticipation is just mounted so much. I have to play that one.
Oh, that's fair. Scott, what we have to do is end the show. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live at 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/the official ITG and ITG on YouTube. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside thegame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. I'm Drew, that's Scott. We'll see you tomorrow inside the game.